Fine, good afternoon to you all students. Hi students, how are you? I hope you all are fine. Students, are you revising daily portion? So are you revising daily portions or not? So please study daily portions, okay? Don't waste time. At last, you won't get time for you to study, okay? So welcome to our today's online class students. So now we are studying about chapter 7. So what's the title of our chapter? Composition and decomposition. So before I'm going to start about today's portion, just recall what are things you have studied in the last class, okay? So last class you have studied about an important problem, isn't it? So quotient and remainder problem. So are you remembering that quotient and remainder problem? And also flow of statements you have studied. So continuation of that. So today we are going to study about Chamberlain's of Cromland problem. Okay, this problem also already I have only that questions alone you have studied in 6th chapter. Are you remembering? So please study these questions very thorough because the same question is there in next year also. So 12th standard also this Chamberlain's of Cromland problem is there. Same problem and same answer only. Okay. So if you study thorough means next year no need to study this question. So please listen carefully and study. Understand? So what this problem means? So in a country of in a country of Cromland, so many Chamberlains are there. Okay, what do you mean by Chamberlains? Do you know? So in Tamil we are calling Chamberlains as a Pachondi. Okay, so here many number of Chamberlains are there. But so there are 3 types of Chamberlains. Okay, so how many types of Chamberlains are there? 3 types. What's the question means? So among these 3 types, they are conducting meetings among them. Okay, understand? So among these types, they are conducted meetings among them. Suppose what they are telling means 2 types of Chamberlains are equal in number. For example, so for example, consider red color, green color and blue color. Consider like this, red color, green color and blue color. Sometimes 2 red color and 2 green color. Okay, 2 red color and 2 green color. These 2 types are considered conduct a meeting among them. So they are in equal in number. That means red color also 2 persons will be there. Green color also 2 persons will be there. Likewise, if 2 of them are arranges a meetings are there but they are in equal in number means they will change their color to the third one. That means that 2 of them change their red and green color to the blue color. Understand? So that's the question. What they have asked means, so at the end of the problem, all the Chamberlains need to display in same color. Understand what's the problem? So at the last, at the end of this problem, you need to show that all the Chamberlains are in same color. Understand? So now we are going to solve this problem. Okay. So there are 3 types of Chamberlains are there. So first, you are going to represent by them the 3 types in variables. Understand? You are going to represent 3 types of Chamberlains in variables. So what are the variables means? A, B and C. Okay, how many variables are there? 3. A, B and C. That represent 3 types of Chamberlains. Okay, then so their initial values, that means at the starting. Okay, at the starting, their initial values they have given in variables capital letter A, capital letter B and capital letter C. Understand? So, the 3 types of Chamberlains we are represented in 3 variables. What are the variables? Small letter A, small letter B and small letter C. Understand? So, again and again I am telling slowly. Please listen carefully. Same question you are going to study in next year also. So, please now itself study. So, what do you mean by small letter A, B and C? The 3 types of Chamberlains. Okay, the variables you are representing 3 types of Chamberlain. Then, initial values at the starting state, you are representing the 3 types with variables capital letter A, capital letter B and capital letter C. Understand? This is the first point of answer. The next point. Next, you need to give the input property. So, what's the format for writing specification algorithm? First, you need to name the algorithm. Then, you need to give the input by means of variables. Then, input property. input and output relation. The same way you are going to write here. Okay. Next. So what's the input property? In question what they have given, if two types are equal in number. If two types are equal in number, means the third type they need to change the color to the third type, isn't it? So you are considering input properties. If A equal to B, that means that first color also equal in number, second color also equal in number. For that one example I said no. For example, in red color also 2, green color also in 2. That like. Okay. If two colors are in same color, two types are in same color. Understand what is the input property? A equal to B. If two types are in equal number. Understand? If equal in number means then what relation, input output relation means initially what are the values you have given means if A equal to B equal to 0. That means so A, that two types A, B and equal to 0 means you need to add the third to A plus B plus C. This is the formula just like. If the values of A, B equal to 0 means what you need to do? You need to add A plus B plus C. Understand? Listen. So what's the name of the algorithm? Is monochromatize. So what's the name of this algorithm? Monochromatize. Understand? So now you are going to write the algorithm. Okay. So what's the format for writing specification algorithm? First you need to name the algorithm. What's the name of the algorithm? Monochromatize. Okay, monochromatize. Then so how many variables you are giving as input? 3. What are they? A, B and C. Representing 3 types of chameleons. So A, B, C. Okay. Then so inputs you have given. Next you need to write the inputs. So you are going to assign the variable small letter A equal to capital letter A. Then small letter B equal to capital letter B. Then small letter C equal to capital letter C. You are assigning. Then A equal to B. That means if two types are in same equal in number. If A equal to B. Understand? Two types are in equal in number. Then what output you will get? If A equal to B equal to 0 means you need to add the 3 values A plus B plus C. Understand? Next we are going to write this in iteration step. Okay. So listen. For example, they have given the values of capital letter A, capital letter B and capital letter C. So what are the values they have given? Capital letter A 4. Next 4. Then capital letter C is 6. So how you need to arrange the meetings between these chameleons. What's the problem? At last all the chameleons need to display in same color. Understand? So listen carefully. First how you need to write means first iteration. Okay, this like tabular column you should draw. Okay, first iteration. Then the values. So already you have assigned capital letter A equal to small letter A. Capital letter B equal to small letter B. Isn't it? So small letter A, B and C. Representing number of chameleons. Okay. So first how many chameleons are there? First add it. 4 plus 4. This is the simplest way to calculate this one. Okay. So like this if you study means easily you can write this tabular column. This is the simplest way I am telling. First add it. 4 plus 4. 8. 8 plus 6. 14. So totally how many number of chameleons will be there? 14. So what you need to remember means at last, so this tabular column C column always, otherwise leave it. This full row if you add means leave the iteration, this number leave it. This full row A, B and C. So already you know A plus B plus C. Likewise, if you add this row full means you will get the answer 14. Anyway, you can change the arrange the meetings between the chameleon, they changes the color. So likewise, any number if you can change means also, if this row fully add means you need to get the answer 14. Then only the answer is correct. Understand? Now come to this tabular column. So first iteration 0. Okay, first write the values as it is. 4, 4, 6. So 4, 4, 6. Okay. So listen. 4, then 4, 6. Add it. 4 plus 4, 8. 8 plus 6, 14. Okay. Next step, listen. From the chameleons from A and B are reducing one number. So 4 minus 1, 3. Here also 4 minus 1, 3. That's important. A and B always equal in number. Already we have given the condition A equal to B. So always A and B needs to be in equal in number. So A equal to 3, B equal to 3. So first itself I said this row fully if you add means you need to get answer 14. So 3 plus 3 is 6. So which answer you need to write here? 8. That's the one step. Otherwise, so A and B always reduced by 1. That means minus 1. The answer, the C always will get increased with the 2, add with the 2. Why? Here the two chamlans are reduced. The two chamlans are reduced and they move to which one? Third one. So here how and what the answer you will get? 8. Now add it. 3 plus 3, 6. 6 plus 8, 14. Understand? Next, again they are reducing. 3 minus 1, 2. 3 minus 1, 2. So 2 plus 2, 4. So here you need to add how many number? 2. 8 plus 2, 10. Now add this row. 2 plus 2, 4. 4 plus 10, 14. Next, here 2 minus 1, 1. Here also 2 minus 1, 1. So 1 plus 1, 2. So how many numbers will be there? Here add from 10 plus 2, 12. Next step. So 1 minus 1, 0. 1 minus 1, 0. See, if A equal to B equal to 0 means what answer you will get? A plus B plus C. So A plus B plus C means what answer you will get? 4 plus 4 plus 8. 8 plus 6, 14. Understand? So at the last step, so all the chamlans are displayed in third type, third color. Understand? Very, very important question. So this is one of the simplest step means you need to always minus the value of A and B with 1 and add the value 2 with the C. Each time you need to add C. That means increase the value C by 2 and A and B decreased by 1. At last you will get the answer 14. Understand? Now itself one time read it. Very, very important question. Understand the problem? Each type you need to reduce the values of A and B with minus 1 and this answer C with 2. At last you will get the answer 40. Understand? Next, so what are the steps are iteration? What are the steps you are doing in iteration? They are given in theory. So here read, in each meeting A and B decreases by 1. Isn't it? A and value decreases by 1 but the value of C is increased by 2. The same thing you are going to write in algorithm. Okay. So already heard the same. What's the name of the algorithm? Monochromatize A comma B comma C. Input A equal to already heard the same only. B equal to B, C equal to then A equal to B. Then output. If A equal to B equal to 0 means what output you will get? You need to add the 3 values. Then condition, listen. If A greater than 0 means. If A greater that means listen. If the value A is greater than 0, this value is greater than 0, 3 is greater than 0, 2 is greater than 0, 1 is greater than 0. Likewise, if the value of A is greater than 0 means what step you need to do? A comma B comma C, the values how need to change? A and B you need to decrease by 1 and C you need to increase with 2. Understand, the value of A is greater than 0 means A minus 1, B minus 1 and C plus 2. The same thing you need to change. Understand? The same thing you are going to draw in flowchart. Understand? So how many input variables are there? 3. So input variables always you need to give in parallelogram. So how many input variables? A comma B comma C. Okay. Then condition. What condition? If A is greater than 0 means A is greater than 0. If that condition is true means what you need to do? The A comma B comma C is changed to A minus 1, B minus 1 and C plus 2. Understand? So, when you are going to change, if the value A equal to B, A equal to, so what's the condition? When you are going to change, if they are equal in number, A equal to B. So, at that time you need to change the values, small letter A to B, B to B, C to C. Okay, again, so this loop will execute till the condition becomes false. That means till A greater than 0. If A equal to 0 means the condition becomes false. So it will come outside of the loop. So if the A equal to 0, A and B equal to 0 means what you need to do? C equal to A plus B plus C. Simply you need to add and write the result A comma B comma C. Understand? So this will execute till the value 1. A equal to 1, B equal to 1, answer you will get 12. So when it will come here, A equal to 0, B equal to 0, answer you will get 14. That means what answer you will get? 0 plus 0, 0 plus 14. So answer you will get 14. Understand? Very, very important question. If this question they ask me from monochromatized, first Chamberlain's of chromolan problem, starting from you need to write, the algorithm you need to write, then tabular column iteration you need to write, then this flow chart. Very, very important question. Okay. Yes, next topic we are going to study about decomposition. Okay. So what's the next thing you are going to study? Decomposition. Okay. So this is also one of the important problem solving technique. Okay. So what do you mean by decomposition? It is one of the important problem solving technique. Understand? So already we have studied composition. Isn't it that also a problem solving technique like this? Decomposition is also a problem solving technique. Okay. So what's the main concept of decomposition means? So it will break the big problem into a smaller and smaller problems. Okay. So listen, say for that one example I will say. So before also I have said this example. So if you are going to study one paragraph, big paragraph, that paragraph will contain nearly 200 lines. So you are feeling very tough to study that 200 lines. So you are going to split the 10 lines as a simple paragraph. So 10 line means how many paragraph will come for that one full detailed question? 20 paragraph, isn't it? So that's a concept. So decomposition also one big problem or algorithm is there. So there you are going to split the algorithm into a smaller problems. So likewise if you are studying the detailed question, you are splitting smaller paragraph. So if you need to get the full detailed question answer means at last you need to combine and study and write all the 20 paragraph. Then only you will get the full detailed question answer. Likewise, here also you are splitting the problem into smaller problems. At last you will get the original solution for the problem means you need to combine all the solutions of the problem. Understand? So, as much you can, as much they can, they will break the problem into a smaller and smaller. Okay. So, first they split. For example, already I said in big paragraph question you are split into 20 paragraph. 200 line paragraph. So, again in one paragraph, take the first paragraph, 10 line. Again you are feeling tough to study. So, you will cut some points and main points you will study. Isn't it? Likewise, again they are, first they have split some problems, some sub problem. Again they are going to split the sub problems into a smaller problems. Okay, at last they combine all the sub problems and they will produce the solution. Solution for the original problem. That's the concept of what? Decomposition. Understand? Next, refinement. Okay, so already we have studied refinement is a continuation of decomposition. Okay, so already in decomposition we have studied, we are going to split the problems into a smaller sub problems. Okay, next refinement means next you are going to refine the sub problem or abstract the sub problem. So abstract means nothing but, for example, in English you have written, you have studied about hints development, isn't it? So hints development, whether they will give full paragraph for you to write? No. In your question paper, just hints alone they will give. But reading the hints itself, you can able to understand. So one full story, and by reading the hints, you can able to write a one-page story, isn't it? Likewise, already in decomposition, we have splitted smaller problems. So from that smaller sub-problems, you are going to take like a hints. Okay, that sub-problem already you are going to expand in detailed steps. That is called refinement. Okay, what is meant by refinement? So already in decomposition you are splitted into a sub-problem, but each sub-problem you are going to expand in more detailed steps. Okay, each step you are going to expand in very detail as a finer, that means minute steps. This is called as what? Refinements. Okay, each sub problem you can able to write a abstract. That likewise paragraph question you have studied, that each 10 lines you can able to make a meaning or separate sentence, or you can make a full story for that each paragraph, isn't it? So, but what's the condition means, if you are splitting the sub-problems into a smaller, detailed steps, what's the condition means, each sub-problem you need to give the input property. Understand? If you are splitting the sub problem, but again you are splitting the sub problem into a smaller problems and in detail expand, you are going to expand in detail steps. But what's the condition means each problem you need to give a input property as well as input output relation. Okay, so already we have studied about specification of problem. Specification, what are the things you need to write? What are the things you can write in specification? Name of the algorithm, input, output, then property of the input, input and output relation. So likewise, if you write means the one whole problem answer you can done it, isn't it? Likewise, no need to solve the sub problems. Likewise, like the same specification step, no need to solve each sub problems, but you are going to solve the main problem means you need to know the specification of all sub problems. Okay, so you are not bothering about how the sub problems are solved. For example, in maths, so one big problem is there. Okay, so in the problems, in a middle of that problem, you need to add two numbers, or in the middle lot of steps will come: addition, division, subtraction, everything. So whether you will include all the division, subtraction, multiplication in main sheet of the paper? No, but you will write all these things in rough work side or in separate paper. You should write only the main points in main sheet, isn't it? But if you need to get the solution for the problem means all the steps you need to do. Anyway, you need to know. Anyway, you need to do. Otherwise, you won't get the problem. But those who are evaluating the paper, they won't see whether you are doing the rough work or not. But they will see only the main steps of the problem as well as answer is there. Likewise, here also you are going to split the sub problems into a detailed step. So each, what the condition they have given, each sub problem should have input. So likewise, the max problem, they will see the whether you have written given, whether the formula is there, whether steps are there. Likewise, you should give input output relation and property of input for each sub problem, but you are not going to you are not bothering about how the sub problems are solved. Only you are going to know so how the main problem will get solved. Understand? So example, by seeing this example you can understand thoroughly. Okay, what do you mean by refinement? So on best example they have given in your textbook. Consider, so you are going to school at the morning. Okay, so what are the actions you are doing before you are going to the school in home? Okay, that thing they have given in the example for refinement. Listen. So first thing is read it. By reading itself you can understand. Get ready for school. Okay, what's the task they have given? You are going to school. That means morning action. What are the actions you are doing in the home before you are get ready to go to school? Okay. So that's the problem. What's the problem they have given, or what the task they are given to solve? You are going to ready to school. Get ready to go to school at the morning. Okay, listen. So how you are going to decompose this task into a smaller problem? They are splitting this main. What's the main task? Get ready to school. That main task they are splitting into three types. First, what you will do? Eat breakfast. Then you need to change the dress, that is put on clothes. Third step, you are leaving from home. This is the main sub problem. Understand? So main task or main problem they are giving, get ready for school. You are dividing this main problem into a three sub problems. What are they? So before going to school you will eat your breakfast, then you will change the dress, then leave from home. This is the three sub problems. Next step, next again you are going to expand these three sub problems into more steps. Understand? Main problem is get ready for school. You have splitted this main problem into three steps. Eat breakfast, put on clothes and leave home. Again you are going to split these three sub problems into again sub problems. Listen. So first action is eat breakfast. Okay. So again you are going to split that three sub problems into again sub problems. Okay. What's the first sub problem? So get ready to school. They have split it into three. Isn't it? Eat breakfast. Then put clothes, leave from home. So listen. First sub problem is eat breakfast. So in eat breakfast, again you can classify. Again you can divide. So either in breakfast you can eat idli or dosa or egg or bananas. Anything you can eat. So listen. In this sub problem again they have divided into how many types? Three sub problems. Understand now refinement. So main problem, 3 problems, sub-problem. Main problem is get ready for school. That is divided into 3 types. Eat breakfast, put on clothes and leave from home. Again, they have splitted these 3 sub-problems into a small problems. See, eat breakfast, they have classified into eat idlis, eat eggs and eat bananas. Understand? Next, what's the second sub-problem? Put on clothes. Again, they have expanded this put on clothes as put on blue dress, blue cloth, you can wear blue uniform. The next, put on socks and shoes, wear ID card, etc. etc. So again, you have splitted the second sub-problem into a many number of sub-problems. Understand? Next, what's the next thing? Leave home. So leave home, they have expanded. Whether you can, anyway, you can take the bicycle and go out. First you need to take the bicycle, then you can ride the bicycle, or either you can go by walk. So again they have splitted. Understand? So what's the main problem? Get ready for school. Isn't it? Get ready for school. That problem is divided into 3 types, 3 sub problems. What are they? Eat breakfast, put on clothes and leave from home. Again they have divided that 3 problems into a smaller sub problem. What are they? Eat breakfast, what are things they are given? Eat idli, egg and bananas. Then, what are things they are given in put on clothes? Put your blue uniform, socks, wear ID card. Then leave home, you can take bicycle and go ride the bicycle or walk. Understand? So, this much of actions they are given in this one. Understand? Next. Okay. Next thing, listen. So, the refinement is not a sequence of actions. Okay, they have splitted that sub-problems into a again smaller sub-problem, but based on the environment, the students can change their actions. That's the input property. Listen carefully. So, based on the environment, this is the normal actions you have given. But based on the environment, the students can change their actions. Okay, so what they are telling means, first is the eat breakfast, isn't it? So based on how hungry he or she, based on that, he or she will eat. Whether sometimes he will eat 2 idlis, sometimes 3 or sometimes 4. If he is not feeling hungry means she will eat 1. So based on that environment, he or she will eat. Okay, then, so based on that, what breakfast is on the table, that breakfast, based on his hungry, he will eat. Understand? Based on the situation. That's the input and property. Next, so put on clothes. Based on the situation, or he will change the dress. That means Monday and Tuesday one uniform, Wednesday one uniform. So based on the day of the week, he or she will change the dress. Okay, so you are going to write based on the conditions or based on the property of input. That's the input property or input-output relation. Understand? So again, you are going to split that main sub-problem into a again smaller problems by using iterative statement. What do you mean by iterative statements? True or false. That means conditions. That is called iterative statements, isn't it? So again, you are going to split the same thing into a smaller sub-problems using iterative statements. So what's the main first sub-problem? Eat breakfast. So under the eat breakfast, what are things we have given? Eat idli, eat egg, eat banana. So listen, eat breakfast. When he will eat? If hungry and idli is on the table. That's the condition. If he or she is feeling hungry, but the breakfast is on the table means he or she will eat. Isn't it? So if idli is present on the table means he or she will eat. That's the condition. Understand? So you need breakfast. When he or she will eat the idli, if he needs to feel hungry, otherwise the idlis on the table, then he or she will eat idlis. Understand? Next thing. Next, what's the thing you have given? Eat eggs. When he or she will eat the egg, if he or she will feel hungry and if egg is on the table means he or she will eat. Understand? So, likewise, you are going to write the full algorithm or full main problem into a smaller steps. See it. So, first, listen. So, first task is you are get ready to go to school. That main task, how much you can, that much you are going to split into a smaller sub-problems. Understand? Listen. So, eat breakfast when he will eat. If he is feeling hungry. When idli is on the table, he or she will eat idli. Next, when he will eat egg, if he or she will feel hungry and egg is on the table means he or she will eat egg. Next, when he will eat banana, if he or she will feel hungry, bananas on the table means he or she will eat banana. So first task completed, eat breakfast. Next, put on clothes. If Wednesday means put which dress? Blue dress. Else. If not Wednesday means he need to put white dress. Okay, this here two conditions in put on clothes. Wednesday means blue dress, otherwise white dress. Next, what task? He or she need to put the socks and shoes and wear ID card. So second task, okay, put on clothes over. Next, leave home. So what are steps? He leave home. He or she need to take the bicycle out and ride the way, otherwise he need to go. Okay, so listen. So this much of steps is there to do the 3 subtasks, isn't it? So as much you can able to split the problem. Okay, this is defined. Again you are going to split this into a smaller sub problems. Understand? Again you are going to split this sub problem into a smaller sub problem. See last. So eat idlis is there. Okay, so in eat idlis, first what he or she will do? First he or she will put the idlis on the plate. Then he add chutney. Then if idli and chutney is on the plate, he will make a bite and eat idli. Again you are splitting the problem into a smaller sub problem. Understand? If idli is there means, so if idli and chutney is there means he need to take idli and chutney on the plate. Next he need to make a bite on the idli. Likewise, you can split the problem as much you can. That is called what? Refinement. Understand what do you mean by refinement? The same thing they have mentioned in flowchart. Listen. So you are going to, what's the task? Get ready to go to school. Okay, get ready to, that only they are giving GROSS. Okay, get ready to go to school. Then next you are going to define the subproblems in a detailed manner. Next again you are going to define this subproblem in a more detailed manner. So what are the 3 main problems? Get ready to go to school. This task you are dividing into 3 subproblems. What are the? Eat breakfast, put on clothes and leave home. Again you have divided this into 3 subproblems. What are the? Eat idli, eat egg and eat banana. Put on clothes is blue dress, songs, wear ID, leave home, take bicycle, ride bicycle again. Again you are dividing this subproblem into a smaller problem. What are they? Idlis means put idlis on the table, plate, chutney, eat a bite of idli. Likewise you can split. Again you can split this also. Likewise as much you can split the problem, but at last if you are just opposite you see means you can reach the task you are going to ready to go. Understand? This is called refinement. Understand? Next, the same thing you are going to draw in flowchart. So if they ask the question refinement means full you need to explain. Okay, first you need to define what do you mean by refinement, then that example, the splitting of example, then the last chart diagram, and this flowchart also you need to draw. So same thing, first you need to enter. So what's the first thing? Hungry and idli is on the table means he or she will, if the condition is true, hungry and idli on the table means what you need put idlis on the table. This and all statements. If this is a condition always you need to draw in diamond box. Statements always you need to draw in rectangular box. So what's the condition? Hungry and idlis on the table means you need to put the idlis on the table. Then idlis on the plate. Next you need to add the chutney. So that's the thing. So if idli is there in the plate means that is condition. If idli is there means true. Condition is true means eat a bite of idli. Otherwise you need to come outside of the loop. Next, hungry and eggs on table. If egg is there on table means you need to eat egg. True condition true. That means egg is there means eat eggs, otherwise come outside. Next, otherwise hungry and bananas on the table means if condition is true means you can eat bananas, otherwise come outside and exit. Here they have given only one task. Flowchart for only one task. What? Eat idlis alone. But you can able to draw this flowchart like all the tasks. Leave home, you can draw this flowchart. Likewise put on clothes, each and everything you can draw the flowchart like this. But in your book they have given only one. Understand? Yes. So next thing you are going to study about functions. Okay, functions. So last refinement you have studied, a problem is going to split into a smaller sub problems. Okay, so sub problems, that sub problems we are calling as an functions. What do you mean by functions? The sub problem, the main problem is split into, for example, they are get ready to school. They are split into, what are the things we are split? Eat breakfast, put on clothes and leave home. These three we are calling as an what? Sub problems. These three sub problems are called as functions. Understand that sub problems only we are calling as an functions. Otherwise we can call that sub problem as an sub algorithm. Okay, we can call the sub problem as an sub algorithm. Okay, but each sub problem will have, or each function will have, inputs as well as output, and input property as well as input output relation. Okay, each sub problem will have what are the conditions? So each function needs to specify by the input property. What are the inputs you are giving, as well as what's the relation between input and output. Okay, so for that only they have given. So main algorithm. So your main algorithm you are split into a sub algorithm. So inputs you need to get from where? Main algorithm. So from this function or sub algorithm you will get some output that you need to give to main algorithm. Understand? So from main algorithm you are taking input and splitting the problem into a sub algorithm, that is called function. So next we need to give the output to the main algorithm. Okay, so if you are writing the specification for this algorithm, what are steps you need to know? First you need to write the name of the algorithm. So likewise here if you are going to write the function means, so each function you need to specify like a same specification format. Function name you need to specify, input property you need to specify, and input output relation. Same thing you have written the specification, same like the specification algorithm, each function you need to specify the function name, input property as well as input output relation. Okay, so listen. So what are the inputs you have given? So based on that property you need to get the output, isn't it? Based on the input you have given. So for example you are going to add two numbers, a plus b. So you are giving 5 plus 3 means you will get the answer. So based on the input, what input you are giving, based on that you will get the output. But it needs to satisfy the property. What property you have given? For example, you are adding two numbers, a plus b. So you are giving a and b is an integer. What do you mean by integer? Number. So in the place of a and b, I am giving simply a plus b without giving the values. Simply I am giving a plus b. Whether I can add a plus b without the value? No. But I have given the condition a and b is an integer, needs to be an integer. So likewise, that's a property. If you need to get the input output relation means you need to satisfy the property. Okay, so if you are going to write the function, we can know what the function needs to do. That means if you are adding two numbers, you know these two numbers will add and give the result. Likewise, if you are writing some function, you should know what's the function will done, okay, or what the function will give output. So each function you can give inside black box. Black box means nothing but inside the rectangle box. That only we are calling as a black box. Okay, so the user need not to worry about how the function is implemented, but only he should know how where you are going to use the function. For example, if you are buying one example you are studying in abstraction, are you remembering? So one person is going to ride a bicycle. So if you are going to ride a bicycle, he should know only about the brake, then what are the things we have studied? Brake, then OS likewise three things, ride, handle, everything, isn't it? Only 3 steps he should know. To learn a ride, what are the things he should know? He should know about brake, then handle, then pedal. These things he should know, that's enough. So he won't worry about what are things are present in the wheel, how many cables are there, what's the dynamo work, what's the seat is made up of. This all the things he won't worry. Likewise, if you are writing the function means only you should know what output will get, but you are not worrying where you are going to implement. Understand? See. So if you are going to implement a function, it will maintain its own variables. Variable means always you will give the input by using variables. Okay, so how many variables if you are giving, that variables you should use in the function. For example, if you are going to add two numbers a and b, you are mentioning 5 variables. Whether 5 variables is required there? No. Only 3 enough. A and B is for add to store the result in C. So, each variables you are using based on the purpose you need to use, but each variables is visible to the program. Okay. So, for here one example they have given. So, here what's the problem means you are going to test whether the given triangle is a right angle triangle. Okay. So, how many variables you need? To 3 sides. Right angle triangle means is indeed 3 sides. So, 3 variables a, comma b, comma c. So, here the condition they have given c is the longest side. What's the formula for calculating right angle triangle? C square equal to a square plus b square. Okay. So, here you are going to write the function for this problem. So, what's the specification function? First, you need to give the function name. So, what's the name of the function? Square of. What's the name of the function they have given? Square of. So, they have given the variables called y. For squaring, what's the variable they have given? Y. Okay. So, what's the input you are giving? What's the input? Y. So, input is y. So, output, what output you will get for square? Y means y square. So, output you will get is y square. Okay, listen. So, you are going to check whether the function is a, right angle triangle. So, you are going to write this function in black box. Already we have studied the function you can written in black box. Black box is nothing but the simple rectangular box. Okay. So, listen. What's the name of the function? Square. So, you are going to write the function in black box with input and output. Already you have studied each function will have inputs and proper output. Based on the what input you are giving, that output you will decide input and output relation. So, what input you are given to this? Y. So, what output you are getting for listen. In the square of function, you are giving input variable called y. So, what's the meaning of square? X square or y square. So, what output you will get? Y square. Understand? So, now you are going to write the algorithm for right angle triangle. So, what's the name of the algorithm they have given for right angle triangle? That's the squaring of number. Last algorithm is squaring of numbers. Okay. So, this algorithm is you are going to write the right angle triangle. So, right angle, what's the name of the function? Right angle. How many variables you need? 3. A, comma, b, comma, c. So, what input? Next, you need to write the input. What's the condition? Means which is the longest side? C is the longest side. So, which is the longest side here? C. So, the condition you are giving C greater than or equal to A. C must be greater the value of A and B. Okay, so which is the longest side? C. So, always the value C needs to be greater with A and B. Okay, then what's if C is A and C is greater than A and B means what's the formula you need to calculate? Output equal to, if the result is true, that is this means true means what's the formula you need to calculate? C square equal to A square plus B square. Okay, if true means you need to calculate what's the condition? If the longest side is C, the value of C is greater than A and B means that's the true. If this is true means you need to calculate the formula C square equal to A square plus B square. Okay, otherwise if the condition false means, so simply you need to return false. I mean the same thing they have given in what they have given in English alphabet. See, C square. So square of C equal to A square, square of A plus B square, what equals square of B. When it will execute if the result is true, else the result is false. Understand? So, name of the algorithm is right angle, 3 variables A, comma B, comma C. Then, so what are the outputs you are given? Input. So, condition is if the value of C is greater than A and B. So, if this result is true means what you need to calculate? C square equal to A square plus B square. If result is false means, so you return the result as a false. The same thing you are written in words. If C square, square of C equal to square of A plus square of B. When it will execute, result is true. Otherwise, the result is false. Okay. Okay, so up to this, so this chapter 7 will be get completed. Up to this is okay. Chapter 7 completed. So, please study. So, next class I will mark the question answers for this chapter. Today you should study refinement and what are the portions I have taught? Refinement as well as decomposition, and the refinement very important, as well as that Chamberlain's of Cromland problem. That's a homework for you. Chamberlain of Cromland's problem as well as refinement and this right angle problem. 3 problems you should study and write in your computer notebook. Okay. So thank you students. Next class we can mark the question answers for this chapter as well as I can start the next chapter. Okay. So thank you.